So I'm getting ready for my big trip to El Salvador. This is the first time I have been back to El Salvador since I was adopted from there. I was adopted at the age of 1, and I decided recently, I have a video on that I wanted to go back and discover the culture. I really want to get to know what it's like living there, what the people are like, what the cuisine is like. If possible, I want to try and reach out to my birth mother and maybe try and get in contact with her. We can see how that goes. So I have a big notebook that I have going on, listing out the different days. I'll be there from February 14th to February 25th. So it's about 10 days I'm spending there. And I'm kind of going to try to go around to different areas and sort of see and experience what nature has to offer there. So they have like volcanoes, they have really beautiful lakes, they have cool tropical forests. But I also want to get into my research. I want to kind of get into this, like the information that I have available to me to find my birth mother. It's a little bit nerve-wracking. Like you can tell, I'm a little bit anxious right now. But basically, let me first walk you through the itinerary that I have, and then I want to go into what information I have about my birth mother. I'm going to be going to El Tunco, and also I apologize if I butcher any of the names here. Like I'm not a native Spanish speaker. I'll do my best to pronounce everything correctly, but I might butcher some of the names, apologize. I'm going to El Tunco, which from what I understand is more of the surfing region of El Salvador. So there are a lot of beaches in this Libertad, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, Libertad region in El Salvador, where a lot of surfers will go, they'll enjoy the waves, they'll enjoy the beach. Where I'm going in El Tunco, Playa El Tunco, it's a bit more of a rocky kind of a beach from what I understand. So I'm gonna be staying there in an Airbnb, and then I'm gonna be taking a taxi to these different beaches that are around that area, like Playa San Diego and Playa El Mahawao. I totally butchered that. These are the two beaches I also want to go to. I want to kind of experience the culture, but I think that's a good place for me to get started because I know when I go there, I'm going to be really nervous. I want to go to a place where there are other foreigners, and I know that this is more of like a tourist region in El Salvador, so it's going to free up my nerves a little bit, and it's also just going to make me feel more relaxed because I love beaches. I love going to beaches and hanging out. And then I'm going to be going to Santa Ana. So Santa Ana is this really cool region where there's this mountain nearby, a volcano nearby called National Park Cerro Verde volcano. So I want to go there and check that out. I also want to check out Lago Cotapeque and also check out the Tazumal ruins. Apparently the town there is also really pretty. It's a nice quaint town. They have a really cool cathedral. So after that, I'm going to Suchitoto. This is another region where it's going to be closer to where my birth mother was residing when she gave birth to me. So Suchitoto, basically they have a lot of cool stuff. They have Lake Suchitolan. They have a lot of cool stuff. They have forests, they have ruins, Mayan ruins, so there's a lot of stuff to do there. But the main reason that I want to go to this place is because it's close to Chalatenango. So Chalatenango is actually where my birth mother gave birth to me, where I was, the sort of the district, I guess, that I was born in El Salvador. And within Chalatenango, I was born in La Reina, which from what I understand, it means the queen in Spanish. Within La Reina, looking at the contacts that I have so far, I was born specifically in Tecomates, La Reina, Chalatenango. So that's literally where I was born. And I don't think that this is a very big tourist district, so it's kind of off the beaten path a little bit. So my plan is, I found these guys who run a service where they can do, you can do different things like hiking. You can do different things like go to the beach. You can have lots of different tourist kind of experiences, but one of the packages that they offer is they'll be willing to do anything with you, anything like going to the ruins or any kind of tourist kind of thing you want to do, and they have a set price for that. So I want to use that package in order to go and tell them, hey guys, like, I want to go to where I was born in La Reina. Are you willing to take me? And also, are you willing to translate? Are you willing to help me find, if I have questions of people, or if I'm maybe showing around my photograph, what can you interpret for me? So it's kind of my idea for getting in touch with my birth mother if the other avenues that I have going do not work out. So the other avenues that I have going are, I do have a little bit of contact information. So I have some contact information that my dad sent me, but it's very, it's old. It's old phone numbers, old addresses. I don't know if it's going to really pan out to anything. So I have things like, I have the address of the lawyer that did the adoption. I have some telephone numbers. I have a telephone number of the lawyer. I have an address of my birth mother's cousin, which she resided in San Salvador. I have a few names, but that's about it. Aside from these numbers, which I'm gonna try and get in contact that way, that's really all I have to go off of. So this is my main concern here is just that this information is really old. My last option, I guess, is just to go to this area where I was born, experience it, take it in, see what it would be like, and also bring photographs of me when I was a kid. And I have one photograph of my birth mother when she was holding me before, I guess, she gave me up to my parents now. So that's what I have to work off of. And that's what my plan so far is, to go there, not necessarily this time to find my birth mother, but to experience the culture and also try to do that. Just my intuition, she seemed a very similar age to my parents are, maybe a little bit older. So she's probably around my parents' age, so 60, maybe even 65, I don't really know. If I really keep trying and I keep trying to go off of this information and trying to discover more information, that I will someday be able to find her. I'm pretty certain that will happen, as long as going there aren't any kind of major obstacles or any kind of dead ends. So I think I can do it. I think I can also possibly work my dad's network to a certain degree to try and meet cousins of hers, and then in some way, if I was really aggressive, get in contact with her that way. I am nervous. I'm a little bit excited. I don't really know, kind of a jumble of emotions. My main fear is that I get there and I didn't plan for something adequately enough. I don't ever want to be in the situation where I have a mugging, or I have a terrible violent event that's happened. And while it's true that El Salvador has changed a lot over time, it's still not that great of an area. And even looking at different online forums that are very recent, they'll say, stay clear from these areas of the city, that these are very bad areas you don't want to stay in. So I'm kind of worried mainly about San Salvador, I think, more than actually the surrounding towns and the surrounding areas of El Salvador. I'm more worried about San Salvador just because I've heard more bad things about it. So that gives you a bit of an update, and we'll see what happens.